Welcome to the ninth week of our online learning. My beloved seventh graders, how are you? How was your weekend? Hope you're fine. Hope you were able to do your assignments. Hope you've been studying. Hope you've also been doing some little researches. This week we shall be looking into a new topic, costumes and makeup. Costumes and makeup. Now, at the end of this lesson, you should be able to 1. Explain what is meant by costume. 2. Explain what makeup is. 3. State the two basic makeups and costume used in a drama. 4. The use of makeup and costume in a drama. Now, a quick recap of that. At the end of this lesson, you should be able to 1. Explain what is meant by costume. What is costume? 2. You should be able to explain what makeup is. 3. State the two basic makeups and costume used in a drama. And finally, the use of makeup and costume in drama. So we shall ask ourselves, what is costume? What is costume? Now, costume is whatever that is worn by the actor or actress during performance. Costume is whatever that is worn by the actor or actress during performance. For example, you look at the screen and you're seeing a native doctor. You know that from the costume he's putting on. You look at the screen and you're seeing a lawyer. You know that from the kind of wear he is putting on. So the costume is usually in form of the clothings, the wig, and so on and so forth. Costumes are the most personal aspect of visual elements in theater. So that's to say, once you're looking at the screen, once you're seeing an actor, what he's putting on is the first thing you see, and that is the actor. Costume is whatever that is worn by the actor or actress during performance. So if he's putting on a wig and gown, you know he was acting as a lawyer. So the costume is a very important thing in acting, in drama. So let's look at the importance of costume. The audience tend to regard a performer and his costume as one. This is one of the importance of costume. The costume helps to speak more about the performer. Just as we said, the audience, when they just look at the performer and see his costume, they know what he wants, what he wants, and what he wants to display. For example, you can't see a drunkard putting on a corporate clothing. So when he's putting on a tattered clothes, you either suggest he's a madman or a drunk. So the audience tend to regard the performer and his costume as one. So whatever he puts on helps him portray the character he is impersonating. So the audience tends to regard a performer and his costume as one. 2. Costumes have value of their own in the sense that they add color, shapes, and symbolism to the overall effect of the play. Now, imagine most of the home movies you watch, they don't get to change their clothes. Someone starts as a baby putting on a shirt and goes to school still putting on the same shirt, not wearing uniform in school. He becomes a lawyer in the future and he continues putting on the same shirt he was wearing when they gave birth to him. It didn't he's just going to end up not adding value, not adding any color, not adding anything to the character he's displaying. So costume have a way of bringing out the shape and making the drama interesting. So costumes have values of their own. They help to bring out or to add color, shape, and symbolize something. Finally, costumes can give information to the audience. Costume can give information to the audience. That's what the actor wears as costume may be intended to show a happy mood, a mournful mood, a jealous person, or whatever the actor is acting the role of someone, or whether the actor is acting the role of someone from the upper class. So when you're looking at a movie, when you're seeing a movie, and you just see someone properly dressed with a native regalia, you just automatically suggest that maybe this is the king. And you see someone that is dressed in black and black, you automatically know that maybe this person is mourning the death of someone. So costume helps us to bring out these facts, these touches about the drama, the place of costume in the theater, the place of costume in the theater. Remember, a theater is a place of acting, is a place of performance. One, it helps to establish the style of production. The costume helps to establish the style of production. Now, the costume you apply, the costume you apply in production helps you or helps the audience to know what style you're planning to exhibit. And it helps to tell you the age and time it existed. So it helps to establish the style of production. Secondly, it helps to show the historical period being discussed and the locality it occurs. For example, there are sometimes you watch our home movies, and instead of acting in their houses, they will have to take it to the bush or to the thatched houses, the mud houses. They want to tell you that this happened in 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 it happened where in the times of our great grandfathers. So that's the picture they try to bring out. So costume is only costume that can help you to portray such kind of scenes. So it helps us to show the historical period being discussed and the locality it occurs. Three, costume helps the audience to know the nature of each character in the play, to know their occupation and personality. So when you're putting on a costume for someone watching, when he sees you, he already knows that this is what you shall be exhibiting. Finally, costume help in the entire beauty of a work of drama. That's to say that costume adds its own beauty. It adds its own beauty to the work of drama. So now we said that the place of costume in theater is it helps to establish the style of production. It helps to show the historical period being discussed and the locality where it occurs. Costume helps the audience to know the nature of each character in the play, to know their occupation and personality. And finally, costume help in the entire beauty of a work of drama. Now let's talk a little about makeup, makeup. Now I want you to know that costume is different from makeup. Remember, we say costume is what the actor or actress wear, what they are putting on in form of clothing and the rest of them during performance. Now, makeup is the preparations used by actors in the theater for cosmetic purposes and as an aid in creating the appropriate appearance for the character they play. Makeup involve application of cosmetics such as dye, paints, powder, and so on to the face. Makeup helps the character to resemble the character he is impersonating. Now, at times you see a young man trying to take up a role of an old person, what you're going to use now to be able to impersonate that character is makeup, not costume. Maybe you can, after the makeup, you're not going to put on a clothes that will make you look like that. Makeup helps to modify the face or modify the character. Now, there are some movies you watch, you're going to find out that the person is having a big hand, or one hand is more than this. For example, you've watched Star Trek. You know those people acting those animated characters, those characters that look like animals. They are human beings. Makeup was used to change them into those characters they featured in. So it's only makeup that can do that. So makeup is the preparation used by actors in the theater for cosmetic purposes and as an aid in creating the appropriate appearance for the character they display. So if you're meant to get a bigger head, makeup is used. If you're meant to have one eye, makeup is used. If you're meant to have one leg, makeup is used. Categories of makeup. Now there are basically two categories of makeup. They are the straight makeup. This is makeup used to enhance beauty. For example, most sets, when you go to a movie set or a drama set, there are people they call the makeup artists. Before you go on stage, they just come and they powder your face, add lip gloss, and the rest of them. What they do is just the straight makeup, make you brighten up a little for the camera sake. Then we have the character makeup. It is used to alter features. It is used for the alteration of features. For example, making a young boy look old via makeup. Exactly, just like I said, the character makeup, they use makeup to change you to look like the character. For example, you're supposed to have longer ears. For example, makeup can be used to do that. And what kind of makeup can do that? We say the character makeup can be used to alter the features in your body. For example, a normal human being is supposed to have two legs, but we can use character makeup to give you one leg. Hmm? Okay, let's have a quick recap of what we've done today. Now, the students were taught the following. One, what is meant by costume? What is meant by costume? Secondly, what makeup is? What makeup is. Thirdly, two basic categories of makeup used in drama. And finally, the use of makeup and costumes in drama. The students were told what is meant by costume. What is meant by costume? And we said costume is whatever that is worn by the actor or actress during performance. And we were also told what makeup is. What makeup is. And we said makeup is the preparations used by actors in the theater for cosmetic purposes and as an aid in creating the appropriate appearance for the character they play. Thirdly, we were taught two basic categories of makeup used in drama, and we said they wear the straight makeup and the character makeup. And we said the straight makeup were used just to enhance beauty, while the character makeup were used to alter features. And finally, the use of makeups and costume in drama. And we said they were four. It helps to establish the style of production. It helps to show the historical period being discussed and the locality it occurs. We said costume help the audience to know the nature of each character in the play, to know their occupation and personality. Then finally, costume help in the entire beauty of the work or the drama. With this, we've come to the end of our classes for today. Please, I want you to read, read, and prepare for your next tests and your exam. Please, I want you to also try and call up some of your classmates you've not been seeing online. With this, we've come to the end of our classes. Stay safe.